This week on Emily Celtics Weekly, the Celtics end the regular season with 8 straight wins and become the Atlantic Division champion. We'll take a look at the team's first-round playoff opponent, Chuck Person and the Indiana Pacers. And the rookies of the NBA talk about their experiences in their first year of pro ball. All this and more next on Emily Celtics Weekly.
Emily Celtics Weekly, brought to you by Emily Motor Oil. Better than it has to be. And now, here's your host, Mike Gorman.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Emily Celtics Weekly. Well, 2 weeks ago, the New York Knicks were 5 games ahead of the Celtics with just 8 games left in the schedule, and it looked like they were a cinch to win the Atlantic Division. But then the seemingly impossible happened. The Knicks hit a slump, and the Celtics went on a run even without Larry Bird and Dee Brown. Last Sunday, the Celtics clinched the Atlantic Division title. They've won 15 of their last 16 and enter the playoffs on a very high note, which all began last Tuesday in Philadelphia. Early on, Johnny Dawkins got this rebound of a Robert Parrish miss, but John Bagley, the quick hands, and then McHale finds the Chief, and the Celtics go up 20-19. Good defense by McHale right there. Again on Dawkins, Robert Parrish to John Bagley. John will draw the defense and find Reggie for the baseline jump shot, and the Celtics are up 24-21. Kevin Gamble, this would prove big late in the game. Three-quarter court for 3, Celtics by 4 after 1. Brian Oliver misses the jump shot, but Mitchell Wiggins off the bench at 19. Sixers go by 1 in the second quarter. Reggie Lewis the block on the Mitchell Wiggins shot. Sherman Douglas, little coast-to-coast job. Celtics go up by 5. Reggie Lewis again the block, this time Charles Kevin Gamble ending another quarter with a 3, and the Celtics are up 59-50 at the half. Charles Shackelford knocks away the pass, and Charles Barkley just keeps on trucking, and the Celtic lead is down to 1, 59-58. And then it's Shackelford again, Barkley again, right to the hoop, and the Celtics are only up by 1, 65-64. Celtic fast break, nice dish there from Bagley to McHale. Boston on an 8-1 run goes up 73-65. Barkley the miss on the fadeaway, but Manute Bol of all people lays it in, ties the game at 89. Then Gamble to Reggie Lewis for the baseline jump shot. Celtics go up 1 with 3:04 left, and then Reggie comes up big again on the baseline. Celtics by 3. Ron Anderson would get a great look at a 3, but it didn't go down, and the Celtics win it. Off to Detroit they go. Robert Parrish breaks up a pass. John Bagley ahead. Reggie for the slam, and the Celtics go up 6-2. Mark Aguirre off the bench with a 3, ties it at 32. And then Sherman Douglas responding when called upon. A little scoop shot on the baseline. Boston by 4. John Bagley misses the shot, but then takes the rebound from Rodman. Eddie Pinckney the dunk inside. Celtics go up by 8. Reggie Lewis drives by Dennis Rodman and Sally at 61-52 Boston. But Joe Dumars, maybe the shot of the night right here. 79-76, Celtic lead is down to 3. Dennis Rodman, quick pass to Sally. And the Pistons are on an 11-2 run. And then Sally again on the alley-oop. Celtic lead is just 83-80. Reggie Lewis spots Kevin McHale. Boston goes up by 5. But Mark Aguirre, Dennis Rodman, the dunk. It's 85-83 with 2:46 left. John Bagley, the biggest shot of the week. A 3 from the corner. Celtics lead by 8. Isaiah Thomas answers with a 3 of his own, but Reggie Lewis and Ed Pinckney block a driving Joe Dumars, and Boston beats Detroit. Brian Shaw was back in the Garden on Sunday afternoon. Kevin Gamble early in the game down to Ed Pinckney, who spins around Glenn Rice. Celtics go up by 10-6. Robert Parrish the miss, but Eddie Pinckney in a crowd the rebound. Boston leads at 16-9. John Bagley, another fine game, drives and dishes to Robert Parrish for the layup. Celtics are cruising up by 9, but Miami comes alive. Kevin Edwards goes in for 2. And then Ronnie Cycli spins around Kevin McHale, and the Heat take a 33-32 lead. Kevin McHale breaks up a pass and then blocks a shot, all in the same play. Reggie Lewis steals the ball from Kevin Edwards. Sherman Douglas goes for the layup. It's 40-37 Boston. And then Kevin McHale down low, showing it all on this particular shot. Boston goes up by 5. And then Robert Parrish leaves Alec Kessler counting the house. Celtics lead 50-43. Brian Shaw, as the half winds down, hits a 3. Boston's lead is cut to 5. But then Parrish to Bagley. He finds Kevin McHale, and the Celtics open up a 12-point lead in the third. John Bagley to Kevin Gamble. Kevin finding the range again from three-point land. Boston leads by 14. Glenn Rice, nice little bounce pass here to Kevin Edwards for the dunk. Boston's lead shrinks again to 6, but Rick Fox to Robert Parrish for the bank shot pushes it up to 10. And then Kevin Gamble to Kevin McHale to Reggie Lewis to Robert Parrish. Celtics win it.
Everybody just picked it up and played well. Chief had a tremendous game today. This was just huge. And Reggie, dishing the ball, moving it. Johnny B did a great job passing the ball and stuff. And everybody came out to play. So it was just a great game.
John Bagley and Sherman did an excellent job at pushing the ball up the floor when it was there and just slowing it down when it wasn't there. And Chief and Kevin McHale and Ed, they did an excellent job at rebounding for us at both ends of the floor.
I miss the guys and the camaraderie that we had, but life must go on, and it was nice to come in here and visit with them and talk to them and play against them. It was almost like being in practice again, and joking around, and that's what it's all about, going out there playing loose, having fun. Unfortunately, we weren't able to come away with the victory though.
The Celtics now will meet Indiana in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, and we'll check out that matchup when Emily Celtics Weekly continues. Well, last year at this time, the Celtics found themselves face-to-face with the Indiana Pacers in the first round of the playoffs. Now, on paper, it looked as if Boston would dominate the series. In reality, it turned out to be a 5-game series that fans will not soon forget. Out of this series, a rivalry was born, and it looks like we might have Chapter 2 this year. The tone for last year's playoff was set early as the Pacers were led by the hot-shooting and hot-headed Chuck Person. But Person's constant intimidation ploy seemed to backfire. Chuck Person may have done a lot of talking, but it was Larry Bird who had something to say.
Takes it, makes it!
The Celtics would win Game 1 by 7, but in Game 2, the Celtics did something that happened only 6 times that year. They lost at home. The Pacers shot 57% from the floor. Chuck Person, 7 threes.
3 times 3, Chuck Person.
Michael Williams, having an easy time with Brian Shaw, poured in 24 points on the night as the Pacers cruised to a 12-point win in Game 2. The Celtic high points, some tenacious defense by Derek Smith.
Loose ball. Smith ties up Person.
The game belonged to the Pacers, though, their first ever road playoff win, and the momentum was theirs. It was then back to Market Square Arena where the C's had a consistently tough time. Reggie Miller scored 20, but Chuck Person was held to just 6, and the Celtics won it 112-105, sounding an emphatic yes to the question, can they win there? In Game 4, Bob Hill got some prize help from LaSalle Thompson.
Yes. Oh, that was a hurt. A major league hurt by Thompson.
The Celtics, meanwhile, relied on Reggie Lewis.
And Reggie Lewis left alone. Beautiful play by Reggie.
The Celtics were up 5 with 5.5 to go when Chuck Person decided he was going to take things over.
ISO Person on Bird on the left side.
He scored 12 points in the remaining time, giving him 30 for the game. The Pacers got the win, and the series was coming back to Boston. Larry Bird left Game 5 in the second quarter after smashing his head against the parquet, and it was up then to Reggie Lewis and to Robert Parrish to pick up the slack for Boston. Chuck Person and Michael Williams kept it close for the Pacers, but Larry Bird would return halfway through the third quarter. The Celtics caught fire, and Boston won the game in the series despite a scare from the Pacers. On draft day, both teams selected players that would have an impact. The Indiana Pacers took Clemson's Dale Davis, the ACC's leading rebounder, for 3 years. And the Celtics also went to the ACC and added Rick Fox. And Fox, along with John Bagley, making a return from a year off, were both in the opening night lineup for the Celtics. They weren't around for the playoffs last year. Fox immediately made his mark when the team met for the first time this season. But veterans set the pace in this game, and the sides played even into the second quarter. Michael Williams picked up where he left off last year, and Larry put 20 on the board in the first half while pulling 19 off in the same game. Vern Fleming's fast push to Williams kept the Pacers within 3 at the half, but Reggie went through the back door to make it 7 as the second half opened. Filling in for Chuck Person, injured in the first quarter, Kenny Williams had 23 points. But the Celtics seized control of this one. John Bagley would get himself 18 on the night to go with 9 assists. Robert Parrish on the front end of that fast break. Larry Bird, a little runner in the lane. And then the Chief hustles to the hole against a defense that is yet to hold opponents under 100 points. And when Fox knocks down a 3, the Celtics run away with this one. The teams did not meet again for 3 months, and in that time, the Pacers get themselves a lift, activating both LaSalle Thompson and George McLeod after their surgeries. The Celtics, meanwhile, have acquired Sherman Douglas. And while doing without the services of Larry Bird for most of January and just about all of February, the Celtics are still working hard, trying to reacquaint themselves with the likes of Dee Brown and Kevin McHale. Boston would shoot only 5 for 20 in the fourth quarter. And the Pacers would get the fast break going on their own, Vern Fleming going all the way here. And then when Chuck Person powers his way to the basket, the Pacers take a 90-88 lead. Reggie Lewis would give the Celtics their last points with 1:35 to go in the game. And the Pacers, without the benefit of a field goal in the final 5 minutes, win it from the foul line. "72 hours later, the teams met again. And after a 3-for-7 stretch away from the Garden, the Celtics quickly feel at home. Eddie Pinckney comes up with a big night for Boston, 16 points and 8 steals. And Dee Brown, getting some minutes at the point for the Celtics, helps them to go up 7 early. And then up to 9 when Ed Pinckney finishes off this fast break. Robert Parrish hustling up the court, gets himself a layup here, and Boston looks in control of the game. Michael Williams, though, would get 23 points on the night. However, he lost the handle on that one, and Gamble extends the Celtic lead to 17 in the second quarter. Reggie Miller and Detlef Schrempf show how the Pacers lead the league in assists, but they also led it in turnovers. Rick Fox coming up with the steal, nice assist to Sherman Douglas for 2. Reggie and Kevin McHale work a little 2-on-2 game, and the Celtics' work pays off in a 2-1 season edge. The teams went back to Indianapolis for their last encounter, and while Boston got off to a quick start, Reggie Miller would hit a 3 here. He'd have 4 on the night. And Detlef Schrempf would have another big game. He goes coast to coast, and Indiana has a double-digit lead. The Celtics get caught napping on the defensive switch, and Fleming gets an easy 15-point game. Larry Bird, quick pass to Eddie Pinckney, and Boston cuts it to 8. But Michael Williams, second in the league in steals this year, sets up a streaking Dale Davis, and the Boston 7-game winning streak is in jeopardy. But on a 12-0 run, Dee Brown leads the defense. Fox finds Reggie Lewis, and the Celtics suddenly are right back in it. And when Reggie hits another turnaround off the blocks, the lead is down to 2 with 2 minutes to go. Passing around a defense that's collapsing, Dee Brown gives the Celtics a short-lived 1-point lead because the Pacers come right back. And they will take the lead and hold on to it. Indiana wins the game and ties the series at 2 apiece. Well, besides a world championship, the end of the season brings with it many different awards to recognize individual achievement during the basketball year. One such award is Rookie of the Year, and we'll take a look at some of the candidates for this honor when Emily Celtics Weekly continues. Wants it, takes it in, out and a foul.
You know, he's strong. He's got great inside moves. He's a great rebounder, runs the floor. He just does everything. You know, for a first-year guy, he's only going to get better and better each and every game. He's tough. He's really tough.
Johnson again wants to work. Tough shot. If he makes it, oh, that's a big-time bucket right there. Well, in a couple of weeks, the NBA will be announcing its individual awards, including Rookie of the Year. Let's take a look now at some of the newcomers to the league this past season.
The rookie. Every year, our attention is focused on these young players who will hopefully strengthen or rebuild an NBA franchise. Yet always, few shine, some stay, and many failed. For the rookies of the 1991-92 season, a class with few surprises, this was a year of change, where one must cope with the pressures of playing professional basketball. The first overall pick of the 1991-92 draft, and a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year, is UNLV's Larry Johnson. This 6'7" forward averages 11 rebounds and leads all rookie scorers with 19 points per game. The 4-year-old Charlotte Hornets look for Johnson to be an important building block in their future. Golden State, who managed to select 3 players in the first round, traded Mitch Richmond, Les Jepsen, and a second-round draft pick for the third-choice overall, 6'9" Billy Owens from Syracuse University. With an impressive 53% field goal shooting percentage, this versatile forward has earned a spot in the starting lineup, and his 14 points a game have helped the Warriors keep pace with the Portland Trail Blazers.
Every game you gotta come out 100%. You can't come out like 50% and think you're gonna win a ball game. So it's what I expected. It's really, I got my work cut out for me, but, it's all fun though.
The big man in this year's draft is the Denver Nuggets' Dikembe Mutombo. At 7'2", Mutombo is 3rd in the league in rebounding and 5th in blocked shots. Seen as a challenge to Johnson's Rookie of the Year honors, this Georgetown graduate has been a consistent force at the center position all year long up until his wrist injury 11 games ago. If one had to pick a surprise in this year's draft, then Steve Smith of the Miami Heat would have to be it. Due to contract problems with then Heat guard Sherman Douglas, a 6'7" Michigan State grad was able to step in and demonstrate his abilities at the point guard position. Averaging 12 points and 4 assists per game, many feel Miami's strong start was due to Smith's performance. Rounding out this year's all-rookie team is Atlanta's 9th pick, Stacey Augmon from UNLV. Able to play both the guard and the forward position, the 6'8" Augmon averages 13 points per game and leads rookies in steals by averaging 1.5 per contest.
I think I hit my wall pretty early because I've been playing a lot earlier in the season, I still starting, and I hit it early, and it's just been kicking in ever since.
The 16th and 17th picks of the draft followed Billy Owens to the Golden State Warriors. Chris Gatlin, a slim 6'10" forward from Old Dominion, and a burly 6'9" Victor Alexander from Iowa State play integral parts in Don Nelson's running gun offense. Shooting well over the 50% mark, both provide valuable scoring and show great promise in solving Golden State's gap at the center position.
Well, I can say I played in a conference where there was a lot of good big players, and it was a pretty physical conference. Nothing like the NBA, but I think it prepared me for the physical play in the NBA.
I mean, it's like day in and day out. It's bang down there. It's bang, bang, bang. There's a lot of bodies flying around down there, especially my light frame. It doesn't help.
Louisiana State's Stanley Roberts, a big 7-foot center, was Orlando's 23rd pick overall. This 285-pound rookie has been shooting 53% from the field and averages 10 points per game. Roberts is also the key rebounding hope of the team as he pulls in 6 boards per contest. No one seemed to know who Boston's 24th pick was.
You ever heard of him? Did I stun you?
But North Carolina's Rick Fox has proven he can play in the NBA, shooting a respectable 45% from the field. It's the heads-up aggressive defense that makes Fox a key off the Celtics bench. He is currently 3rd in steals for all rookies.
When a player I'm guarding used to say, hey, slow down, man. And why don't you let up, quit running so hard or something. Because, I think that puts something in their mind, it's something where they respect you and you keep going at them. Then next time they see you, they know they're going to have to play.
Thanks to a poor season and injuries to key players, the Dallas Mavericks were able to put to good use 2 of their second-round draft picks. From a round where few NBA rookies survived, both 7-footer Donald Hodge and 5'10" Mike Izzolino have blossomed. Izzolino is a consistent threat from the outside, and his 3-point field goal percentage places him among the top 5 in the league. Hodge, on the other hand, is an enforcer inside who averages 5 rebounds a game and shoots 50% from the field. Ending this year's rookie standouts are 2 players who weren't even considered by the 27 NBA teams on draft day. Robert Pack, a 6'2" free agent guard out of USC, has seen his playing minutes increase with the Portland Trail Blazers due to his quickness and his ability to penetrate inside. The other unknown rookie is Washington's Larry Stewart, 6'8" forward from Coppin State. Stewart averages 28 minutes a game and is currently shooting 51% from the field. And the Rookie of the Year goes to?
Well, I'm biased. I like center, so you shouldn't ask me that question.
I had to go with Larry Johnson.
He's having a great year.
Of course, my man Larry Johnson.
I would have to go with my teammate. Bill's been playing outstanding ball for us, so I would have to go with Billy.
I would pick Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson's outrageous, basically.
I just say we made the best man win.
But no matter who wins this year, these rookies will continue the play that has gotten them here today, enabling more rookies to follow in their footsteps.
Well, back in the 69-70 season, the Celtics had an impressive rookie of their own who made the NBA All-Rookie team that year. That was JoJo White. We caught up with JoJo recently, and when Amalie Celtic Weekly continues, we'll let you know what JoJo's doing.
He played in 7 straight NBA All-Star games during his stellar 12-year career, leading the Boston Celtics to 2 NBA titles and winning MVP honors in the 1976 NBA Finals. JoJo White.
Well, a few weeks ago, JoJo White was in town at the Playoff Sports Bar in Boston. He was hosting a mini March Madness contest, and we had a chance to sit down and talk with JoJo about a variety of subjects. JoJo White played in the NBA for 12 seasons, 9.5 of those with the Boston Celtics. He was an All-Star 3 times and a member of 2 Celtic championship teams in 72 and 76, so he's very familiar with winning.
It's a great honor. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of unexpected things that happen during the course of the season. One of the main keys to being in the playoffs and perhaps winning it all is to keep everyone healthy. So, as you know, the Celtics have been having a problem in that area. But now at this late date, which they need everybody's healthy. So I'm looking for a tremendous push coming from the Celtics this year. And so I'm as excited about it as they are right now.
JoJo also played on the Olympic team in 1968, and he doesn't like the idea of the pros playing this year.
I disagree, first of all, on sending professional players over to play. I think it's a slap in the face to the amateur athlete. What do they now have to look for at an amateur status? I think our selection committee has done a poor job of selecting those players to represent our country. But under the circumstances, I think they wanted to send our very best. And through that effort, they made the selection.
Still, he thinks they'll do very well.
I think they should dominate. I don't think it should be any problem with them dominating. A lot depends on how well they play together, whether or not each and every player keeps their focus on what it is that they're there for. And I don't see any chance at all for any of the overseas clubs to beat them.
Nowadays, JoJo is involved in some other projects, one of which recently brought him to Boston.
I do a lot of speaking for Southern Comfort, and I do a lot of their promotions throughout the country, building up to this particular promotion tonight. What it is people from all over the country, promotions have been put on, different shots from 10 different spots. The winners end up with a free trip to the NCAA finals, and also an opportunity for a trip to the NBA finals. So the prize is right up there, and we have some pretty good competition, and it's starting to get narrowed down. So the winners of tonight's competition will get the opportunity of meeting in New York for the finals.
JoJo White hopes to come back to Boston soon.
Boston has always been my favorite in terms of cities. I spent 10 years here. To me, it still seems like home. It's continuing to grow. And there's a certain excitement about the city of Boston, unlike any other city that I've been into. So I'm looking forward and hoping that everything works out so I can get back to the area.
JoJo White will be watching the Celtics this week, and they will be busy as the playoffs get underway, and they will open up here on Sports Channel. It's coming up this Thursday night, Game 1 against the Indiana Pacers, the Celtics and Indiana, right here on Sports Channel, 7:30 the time there. Second game will be played on Saturday afternoon. That'll be on NBC at 1 o'clock. Game 3 will be out in Indiana, and that'll be on Monday night, and then Game 4, if necessary, next Thursday night. And then a fifth game will be back at the Boston Garden. That would come Saturday, May 2nd, if the Celtics have to go that far with the Indiana Pacers. It's been a great year here on Amalie Celtics Weekly. We thank you for joining us each and every week. Hope to see you during the playoffs. Good night, everybody.